Hey, good morning everyone. This is Harry from Hasper TV back for another video. So as you guys know, it's actually been a long time since I've done a stream. It's a long time since I've actually done a video because of course we had the Euros for 3 weeks. I went away also during that time period. And right now it's just friendlies and that kind of stuff I'm not really that interested in, if I'm being completely honest with you. I haven't watched any of the Spurs friendlies. I've read reports. I've been on streams, of course, like Adrian's stream with Die Hard and some few other streams, and obviously the podcast with David. So I've been in some other things. So just an update. I will be back next season in terms of for streaming. But this is just a video just addressing Spurs transfer business, which I've kind of been putting off for a long time because two reasons. Number one, the Werner signing I kind of touched on earlier in the window because it was the first signing. Like literally as soon as the season ended, pretty much. But it wasn't really that exciting. It kind of showed me how the window was going to go and kind of what's happened kind of reflected on that. So I'm going to touch a bit on that in a minute. And also just Spurs' lack of ambition in the window yet again. And does it align with what Ange said? Probably not. And where do we go from here? So just a summary, first of all, this window has been very underwhelming. I know some people point out the fact that we've managed to get rid of some players, like Højbjerg's left, who in the short term might seem like a good move. In the long term, if we don't bring a number 6 in, which is looking quite likely at the moment, especially with the arrival of Archie Gray, who I'll touch on in a minute as well. It doesn't look like we're going to sign a midfielder. The Edison Atalanta link kind of went a bit quiet. Our strongest links would have been Eze and Tony in terms of first team players, but nothing's been moved on that, which is again frustrating because especially for someone like Eze who has a release clause, and Tony's probably the cheapest striker on the market right now. But in terms of the actual incomings we've had, we signed some random South Korean left winger who's like 18. I mean, Bergvall came in because he was due to come in from last season. Archie Gray, like I said, I would mention now, he's come in at 18 years old. I know some Leeds fans have spoken quite glowingly about him because he actually is a Leeds boy. We did need to take that into consideration when discussing about Archie Gray because there's a bias there. But from what I saw of Gray in the playoffs and in the final, and some odd Leeds games here and there, he's a decent player. I mean, he's only 18, but again, is he going to play first team football? I think he might. But is he going to be the level that we need to challenge for a title like Ange alluded to? No. I'm going to say it from now. He's not going to be the level. But it's more the fact that this window is turned into like a youth transfer window, really. Apart from the Werner signing, which was a loan. So that's not really, to me, a proper signing. It's just an extension of a loan. And we're not really buying any first team players. And as I alluded to, I was obviously away in the Euros. And I just don't think the Euros is a really excuse. I think Arsenal have already signed Calaflori. It's basically done. They're already making other signings. As soon as the Euros ended, they did their business and they're doing their business. Spurs is like, I don't even know what's going on. The Eze deal to me is like the weirdest one because, as I mentioned earlier, he has a release clause, which to me means it should be the simplest deal to do, especially because apparently he wants Tottenham. So you go in there, you pay the 68 million, or I think it's around 68 million release clause, and you get him in. He's someone who could fit in the system. His ball retention is very good. He might be not be my first choice there, but he's clearly someone the club wanted, and Ange I think would happily take. As for Tony, I think whatever striker we sign this window, unless you sign Alexander Isak's going to be a massive, massive gamble, and I think that kind of shows that. So with Tony, for me, I think we'll probably get him, but the way this window's going, it'll be in the last minute. I still think they're trying to shift Richarlison out to maybe like Saudi because I think that's the most likely destination for him. And I just think they'll move late in the window. Also, underwhelmingly, we were linked with Jonathan David, who plays in France for Lille, Canada striker, who a lot of Canadians don't actually even really rate because he's got a year left, 20 million. Is he going to be a signing that's going to change us to the title? 100% no. But the most alarming, like I said, no links to number 6s, especially because Højbjerg's left. So clearly Ange is not going to play number 6 again, which is going to be to our detriment. The forward line, we wasted one spot there with Werner because he's going to go by the left along with Sonny most likely, unless obviously they don't sign a striker and they sign someone else. The one shining light is the Chiesa link. Whether that's concrete or not, I know some German journalist, Pletterberg or something, said something like, yeah, no, it's concrete, but as the gold pushed it away. So who's right and who's wrong, I don't know. But he's, again, a very easy deal to do. I think it's 25 million euros or something like that. So it's very, very low risk, high reward deal that Levy tends to like. So why we've not done Chiesa or not, I do not know. But I think it's a lot to do with numbers as well. Bear in mind, as I alluded to before, we signed Werner, so that's taken a spot. Solomon's sort of come back in the friendlies. I don't know if he's going to stay or not, but Kulusevski and Johnson ain't going. So now Hill's gone on loan. He has a release cost of 15 million euros. I think that can be activated next summer. So I assume they're going to think Girona is going to activate it with Kill if he does well in Spain. Another player who was a waste of a buy, really. They should have rescouted him better in terms of him fitting into the Premier League, because he does have skill, but he's just not going to work in England. So is this window going well? Small update, no. Can it get better? Yes, but will it live up to expectations of us challenging for the title? I'm going to just get spoiler alert, it's not going to happen. And Ange really should have tempered expectations for next season and said, look, we are a work in progress, because then someone like me or other people would be more inclined to believe in these 18-year-olds and think, look, he's going to try and mould it into a team using these young players, and then like 2-3 years will be where Arsenal were, obviously, in their project under Arteta, where it took them quite a while to get where they are now. But it doesn't seem that way. Bergval, Gray, this Korean guy's going to come in January. Are these signs they're going to turn us from the title right now? No. And the problem is we don't even have an established good enough 11 to be at that point yet. It's just been a very underwhelming window. And I don't think it's going to get that much better. And we're only 3 weeks until the season starts. We kick off on the 19th. So I think it's at 23rd. Yeah, it's about 3 weeks. Will we win away to Leicester? Well, if we don't have any new players, I think it's going to be a very tough game. And this is my update on the window. And like I said, unfortunately, not much to talk about because we haven't signed the first team player. But yeah, youngsters might be good for the future. But as we know, we sign youngsters. They might succeed in 3-4 years. But by the time they succeed, the first team good players like the Van der Vens and the Romeros, who's already been linked with them, move away, will be gone. And we'll be back to like where we are now. Except Bergval will be in the team. And we're having to fix the defensive issues that we take ages to fix. And the cycle continues. So more of the same next season, the same old Tottenham in the transfer window. Don't expect anything different next season. It sounds quite depressing, but if you have any positive to say about the window, apart from signing youngsters, please tell me. So yeah, hurry out and come on, you Spurs.